Are you all ready? All right. So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jessica Marie Webb, and today I will be giving you a speech about drinking and driving. So, January 2013, I went to the club with some friends. After breakfast at IHOP, we headed back to the barracks. Upon getting on the freeway, a car zoomed past us, fishtailing and ramming into the side rails. The car then ran into another car, flipping that car over into a ditch. The driver stopped, got out, looked at the car that was flipped over, threw up, and fled the scene. We pulled over to help out the situation. The man was alive but trapped in the car. We called the police and neighbors from around came out to help. I held the hand of that driver while we waited for help. Later, the cops and the EMS had came to assist the man. That night, we had to identify the man who had fled the scene. He had stolen his dad's car and was extremely drunk. In 2016, 10,497 people died in drunk driving crashes, one every 50 minutes, and 290,000 were injured in drunk driving crashes. Today we will discuss, first, the cost of drunk driving, secondly, the resources used because of drunk driving, and third, the lifetime damages of drunk driving. My main sources were the Law Dictionary, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration website. Drunk driving creates costs for every single person in America, whether financially or resource-wise. The cost for taxpayers: when a person drives drunk, he or she will have to pay all of the costs that go along with the decision. But the taxpayers will have to pay for the jail housing, breathalyzers, BAC tests, and ignition interlock devices. Us as taxpayers should look at it as a big deal because it affects us even if we aren't involved in the actual DUI. Cost for jail, lawyers, and insurance. When a person drives drunk, he or she will have to pay all the costs that go along with the decision should there be an arrest or an accident. First-time DUI offenders look at a maximum penalty of 6-month license revocation, 180 days in jail, and/or $1,000 fine according to some states. Your auto insurance is also going to go up. My old commander had received a DUI in college, and after all the fees, court and lawyer, community service, he paid around $75,000. If the costs were not enough to realize that drunk driving is definitely not the way to go, let's move on to the second point: the resources and time given to DUI cases. Drunk driving leads to resources and time being taken away from more important things. When a person drives drunk and there's an accident, there are people who have to take time and resources to clean up the accident scene. DUI checkpoints are having to be utilized more often now than in 1860 when the MAD was founded. Soldiers have to get weekly safety briefs and safety stand-downs every quarter to discuss drinking and driving. We have a taxi fund, which is €266.51 to take you to the staff duty, and you just pay it back. Takes away from training and performing our jobs, having to continuously do training on DUIs. Now that we have discussed the financial and resourceful costs of drinking and driving, let's move on to the final point. Another reason drunk driving is a dangerous habit is the life-changing consequences one may face. One thing you will have to live with is killing a family member and/or friend. A person taken from a drunk driving incident is someone's child, parent, friend, spouse, etc. Having been the one who took a life away and away from that family will be something you have to live for the rest of your life. A DUI, DWI, stays on one's record for at least 5 years. In the state of Oklahoma, it's 10 years. Having this on your record could affect a person's chance of employment. So let's review the highlights. Today we discussed why drunk driving is a horrible choice and why we should get on board and prevent it. First, we learned about the costs associated with the DUI, the resources taken away from handling a DUI, and the life-changing events that happen when someone decides to drive drunk. Drunk driving is a major problem in America. The problem is up to us as Americans to team up and stop this dangerous driving habit. When someone has been driving, he or she needs to give up their keys to a responsible, sober adult. A person should not want to be one of the 300,000 drunk drivers that Americans have to share the road with. So let's make the right conscious decision to keep him or her and our American citizens safe from drunk driving. I would like to leave you with the words of former President Ronald Reagan, who on 17 July 1984 signed the 21 minimum age drinking law. He stated, "This problem is bigger than the individual states. It is a grave national problem, and it touches all of our lives." My name is Jessica Webb, and this concludes my presentation.
Okay.